Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time I wanted to grow roses, but I felt a bit hesitant for a while. As you know, you always hear they get sick very easily. They are pretty high maintenance, but you know why, I decided to give it a try. And today I'm going for 2 old garden rose bushes. So yep, I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, you can leave a like or a comment to support this channel. And if you want to follow my gardening adventures, you can subscribe. I'd be very happy to have you here. So let's plant together old garden rose bushes. First of all, it's important to know that you can buy roses in 2 different ways, bareroot ones and potted ones. So how do you choose between the two? Well, it mostly depends on when you're planning to plant your roses. Bareroot roses are usually planted from autumn to early spring, while potted roses can be planted throughout the rest of the season. I went for bareroot roses. This was filmed in mid-March, but you really have to choose depending on your season. In fact, bareroot roses are dormant. They might not look impressive at first, but don't let that fool you. They can actually establish even better than potted ones. And guess what? They are often slightly cheaper. If you get a bareroot rose and don't plan to plant it directly, you have to keep the roots hydrated. Otherwise, it will die, and you can only do it for 2 weeks. I chose 2 beautiful varieties that were kindly gifted to me by Roseraie Guillot, which is a great French rose nursery. The first one is Bocuse, which has beautiful light pink and apricot scented aquata blooms. And the second one is Guillot number 1 with more bowl-shaped blooms. This is what we call cup roses, and the color is a kind of creamy baby pink. And of course, both of them are highly fragrant. So here's the spot where the 2 shrub roses will go, one on the right and one on the left side. I'll need to fill in to improve the soil here. It's well draining but quite poor in nutrients. My garden soil is very sandy, which is great for drainage, but it doesn't offer much for the plants. So I always try to add as much organic matter as I can. Here I'm mixing a few different potting soils, compost, everything I found that will enrich it. I'm doing all of this because this area will later welcome more plants, but at home, if you're just planting a rose in one spot, you just simply have to dig a hole and improve the soil according to its needs. Roses can also be grown in pots, and I shared a short tutorial about that on YouTube Shorts. Just keep in mind that the soil has to be rich if you want to have a big blooming, but it also needs to be draining to avoid any disease. If you're trying to do a planting area as I'm doing, you'll need a wet control fabric. This one was actually pretty bad, but I realized it many days later. It was totally waterproof, like water was literally pulling on the surface, so I had to change it after a week. Anyway, just get a better than mine and cut off the part where you're gonna place the rose bush. If you have a potted rose, dig a hole bigger enough than the pot, and if it's a bareroot one, you should probably adjust to what you have, but usually you don't need to dig a very big hole. Okay, so very important step for bareroot roses. Before planting them, you must lightly prune the roots. This helps stimulate new growth and makes the plant more vigorous. So get your best pruner and always sanitize it before using it. You don't want to spread any germs, especially with roses. So don't be afraid, we're not talking about a drastic cut. Just remove the smaller and unnecessary ones and keep the medium and biggest ones. The next step is to prune the stems too. I know this part is even scarier, but when it comes to roses, cutting them back is the best thing you can do for them. And if you have a potted rose, sorry, you're not getting away with it either. Again, we don't remove a lot, just make a diagonal cut facing outwards just above the bud. That's where the new growth will come from. Okay, the worst is over now. Before planting the rose bush, I like to water the soil a little bit and add a bit of organic fertilizer. Now listen, some people like to dip the roots in a clay slurry. It improves the establishment in the soil. It is nice if you can do it, although it is not essential. I personally don't do it, and the roses will still take in really well. So I just try to place it the way I want without damaging the roots, and then I just fill the hole with some soil. Alright, I like to press everything down to secure the plant and make sure everything stays in place. And I give a last drink using a small water can to be precise and avoid the stems. Okay, so I repeat the same process for the second one. Also, you see me not wearing gloves here, acting like I didn't need them, but don't worry, I paid the price. I got humbled by the thorns many times, so use gloves, just saying. The first leaves should appear quickly, and here's what they look a month later. They are doing super great so far, just watching out for aphids. If you plant a bareroot rose as I did, the first year flowering might be a bit shy, but be patient, your roses should start to shine the next year. I also added a beautiful jasmine, some other cute flowers, and filled the area with white stones. I think it looks pretty cute actually. I can't wait for every plant to grow and get fluffier, and and I'm so impatient for the roses to show their beauty. Well, in any case, I enjoyed to share this little gardening moment with you, and I hope you love that too. You can leave a like or a comment to let me know, and I'm sure you'll be super creative and make beautiful things in your garden or balcony. That's what nature's made for. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow my gardening journey, and if you want to get more gardening tips and ideas, I hope to see you in my next videos. Bye!